So I don't know why, but I'm gonna be doing a cooking video just for fun because this is one of my favorite recipes in the world. It's Kra Pao, or also known as Thai basil. Today we're using chicken thighs, but ground pork is also really good. And honestly, you can use any meat as long as you get, some smaller pieces so the sauce gets all over it. But we're gonna be, of course, using jasmine rice. Wanna clean it. Don't be an American, clean your rice. 1.5 pounds of chicken thighs, 2 onions, some Thai basil, oil for frying. I still gotta mince these garlic, some bell peppers, and that's the sauce. And the ingredients will be in the description. And then we'll be frying an egg over here and making a dish over here. All right, but let's finish washing the rice for now. Let's start the rice. Gotta plug this in first. Boom, and cook. And that's just gonna go for now. And we can start with, well, gotta mince these motherfuckers first, then we fry. I'll be honest, I use some pre-minced garlic, but the proportions on the thing are weird, so I'm not sure if I even got that right. Probably used way too much garlic. And then put some red chilies. I don't have Thai chilies. Well, these might be Thai chilies, but I was told. They didn't look like them, even though I was told they were. Anyway, let's start frying it up. So turn up the temperature. When, sir? Excuse me? Okay, finally, Jesus. All right, and once the pan is hot, we'll pour in the oil. All right, so the pan should be hot, so we're gonna put the oil on. Hopefully it all drips in there. I guess if we miss a few drops, it's not a bad thing, because who needs more oil in their life? We can just kind of spread it evenly. And I think it's 20 seconds that you're supposed to basically fry this up. And then we're gonna throw in our onions and bell peppers. And then we'll throw in our meat. All right, let's get started. All right, so we're gonna stir fry this. Make sure it mixes with the oil. This will really brings out the flavor. Make sure that mixes for like 20 seconds. And I should have used the fresh minced garlic. I was just being lazy. It would have been better with it. But it's got a nice little base starting there. It's been about 20 seconds, so we can throw in the onions and the bell peppers. And let's mix those up as well. I want to just get a little bit of color on, and I haven't even pointing at the thing. Let's just get a little bit of color into those onions, and then we'll resume and put in the chicken. All right. Of course, anytime I cook, I'm joined by the 2 old ladies of Amarillo. But let's try to get all that meat in there. I'm not sure I'm gonna do that one-handed. Maybe if I put it like this. Try to leave that out. For millennia, we ate everything. All right. I'm gonna mix it in, and the real magic really starts when you put the basil and the sauce in, but both of those things come in towards the end-ish. For now, we just wanna mix it all in. And yeah, it's already starting to cook though, you can tell. Oh, and the camera was upside down, of course it was. How can you tell this is gonna be a tasty one? Way too much garlic, but honestly, is there such a thing as way too much garlic? I don't think so. And I don't know if this is the traditional way. I just added this onions and bell peppers because I like it that way. I think it's just filler that they use in like restaurants, but I think it's still good. All right, we'll be back once it's time for the sauce. And at the end, the basil. So now it's time for the sauce, and the sauce does have a lot of sugar, So you want to make sure you mix it back up before you put it in. But it's basically soy sauce, oyster sauce, fish sauce, and sugar. And it's just the most overpowered sauce in the world. All right. And we're pouring it on. Most of the chicken's basically cooked. I mean, we'll leave a little residual syrup because that's mostly the bottom from the sugar. And then we'll mix the sauce in. It really mixes in easier when you're doing like ground meat because, you know, more surface area, obviously, smaller pieces. But here it will kind of cook out. You let it. Oh, this time it smells very fishy. Wait. I'll make sure I did the right thing with the recipe. Yeah, it's a tablespoon of fish sauce, so I'm just smelling it more than I did last time. Yeah. Gonna let this keep cooking. Let the sauce cook out a little bit. And then we'll add the basil in after you turn the power off. Only after you turn the power off do you put in the basil. So the meat is cooked. I just checked. We're about to turn the power off and we're about to start making the fried eggs for the top. So I think here we can mix it. Kind of thicken up the sauce a little bit. We can turn the power off. And this is where the magic happens. Because this smells so beautiful. It just makes the whole dish really happen. And you don't want to cook it. You just want to mix it in. Fold it into the dish. And obviously it's better if you can do this on a wok, but if not, just mix it in. And over here, we're gonna pour some oil on. And yeah, I'll be back with the finished product. And we're basically done here. Just gotta, oh my God, that timer needs to shut up. Here's the finished product of the Kra Pao. It looks really good. Probably a little bit too much sauce. My only gripe. And then we're just gonna flip these eggs. And my secret tactic, the Asian style I learned from the cooks in the restaurant, is basically you wanna like deep fry the egg. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push them to the end over here so they finish by deep frying. Turn that off and kind of just let it fry in its own juices. And here is the Kra Pao. Probably a little bit too much sauce. I'd recommend using a little bit less than I put in the ingredients. But the color is beautiful on that. And here's the rice. It's already done cooking, so I'm just gonna rough it up as I have learned to do. Kind of just break it up so it's nice and ready to go for everybody. Perfect. And yeah, we got the rice, we got this Kra Pao, and we got the eggs. Let's put it all together. So normally I'd probably always eat this in a bowl, but I wanted to make it look, you know, cool for the video because probably the only cooking video I'll ever make. But yeah, here's basically the finished product. Egg on top, rice, and the chicken thigh, Kra Pao guy, I guess, because it's chicken. But I do think I prefer it with the ground pork. I think that's also the more traditional way. But yeah, gonna dig in now. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Okay, quick little epilogue. It's way better than I even thought. It's delicious. May not look the best, but trust me, make this. So good.